Yo.
Hey, y'all. Hey. I almost said Happy New Year.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not quite yet.
Say
Feels
hello.
like it. But
Who's
hello.
here rocking with us? Drop it in the comments so we can
Hello,
say hi back to you
hello.
real
Come
quick, real
in.
fast, man. We are happy to be here. We are coming to you live and direct because we want to help give some strategy for you all before this new year starts. Or if you're watching this after New Year, you can still use this to make sure that you
That's right.
set your new year up
That's right.
properly.
And when you come in, if you are watching a replay, make sure that you type replay wherever you're watching this. Say replay. We love to check out some of our replay viewers. Hey, we see some of our pro players in here. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Angela. Hey, Phyllis. Hey, Karen. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Man, we hope that y'all had a fantastic Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all of the above. However you celebrate, we hope that you celebrated it well. We're grateful to be here with you guys. We consider it an honor and a privilege to stand before you as leaders and to help you on your journeys to taking dominion over your money and your life.
Right.
If you are rocking with us for the very first time, my name is Talent.
And I'm Ty.
And we are the founders of His and Her Money. That's the name of this platform. And our motto, as I just said, is to take dominion over your money and your life. And that's why we're here, man. You know what I mean? What's up, Philip? What's up,
Hey.
Karen? Olalu, what's up? What's going on?
Hey.
Leela, what's going on?
Hey, y'all.
Man, but yeah, we're here. We're on the doorstep of a brand new year. I feel like this year went ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
I feel like last year was ridiculously slow and this year was ridiculously fast. But we're here.
This year was faster, than last year for sure.
We're here. What's up, first timer? Peacefully
Hey.
humble. Welcome to the family, man. Yo, hit that subscribe or you're
And
watching
hit
us
the
on
share
Facebook.
button, you guys.
You know,
Share. I think
we're about to give strategy for the new year. So be a good friend, be a good family member, hit the share button, tag them if you're on Facebook
right.
so they can get this penicillin that we about to put out
That's
here.
right. You know, one of the things that I've been seeing go.
I just want to make sure. I'm sorry, baby. I just want to make
Okay.
sure that people hear you because you got some
Y'all
good
hear
stuff.
me okay?
You got some good stuff to say.
All right. One of the things that I've been seeing like go around social media and things like this, you know, is like New Year's resolutions. And you got some people that are like hampering down on it, like just start now. And I understand all of that. Like nothing's wrong with the messaging that I've seen personally out there. However,
Some people just like to be different just to be different.
yeah,
And it's
however,
not
I'm like,
necessary.
but it's okay if people want to have a fresh start.
Yeah.
When it comes to the new year, I mean, who doesn't like a fresh start in general, right?
For sure.
It's just like buying a new pair of gym shoes. You buy a new pair of gym shoes, you're gonna really take care of it in the beginning, right? And make sure you don't get scuffs on it and stuff like that because it's new. And so going into a new year, nothing is absolutely wrong with recalibrating, realigning your values,
Sure.
checking things over once or twice, making sure that you're prepared. Doesn't mean that you have to be perfect at it or it has to consume you so much to the point to where you're stressed out. Absolutely not. But there's nothing wrong with resetting your, and we're talking about finances today, in order for the new year. I think that's probably when a lot of people pay close attention to their finances. So why not go all in, right? If you're paying attention to it anyway, why not go all in and make sure that you're doing it right? So I say congrats to the people who are taking the step. Don't allow people's opinions to kind of discourage you and be like, dang, I don't want people to look at me like, you know, you do this every year. So what? Ignore them, right? Do it, okay? And don't give up. And so that's what today is about.
Yeah, we're going to share with you all 7 vital financial goals for the new year. These are 7. There could be more, definitely, but these are 7 vital ones that we feel that you should definitely put on your list. If you know you want to get your financial situation improved in the new year, but you're not sure where to start and what to aim at, we're going to help you with that.
Yeah, so that's what we're here to help. But we do want to thank this video sponsor, Legal in General America, for sponsoring and bringing this live to you today. So everybody thank LGA, all right? So they sponsored this video. If you don't have your term life insurance in place, you guys, that's definitely one thing that you don't want to go into the new year without. Get a totally free quote by going to hisandhermoney.com/LGA. The links will be on the screen. In the description box. Y'all get your free quote. You can also fill out your application in its entirety online as well too. So if you don't want to talk to somebody, you kind of want to like fill out the application and then speak to someone afterwards, you can do that as well too. But get your life insurance in place.
Yo. All right, who's ready for the first one? Put a 1. Put a 1. You can put the 1 hand emoji. You can put the number 1 in the comments. But if you're ready for us to give you the first one,
did y'all share this?
7 are vitally important. We've been doing this a long time. We've helped a whole lot of people. And so we've curated this list. Again, it's not an exhaustive list. You could add some things to it, but we want to set a foundation for you, help you know what direction to aim at for the new year, because we want you to win. We say that all the time. Hopefully you all believe us by now. That's why we keep coming month after month, week after week with this content, because we want y'all to win.
Yeah.
Number 1 is commit to taking control of your finances. Commit to taking control of your finances. We do not want you to show up in this new year saying, I'm going to get better. That's not good enough.
Right.
We want you to commit to taking control of your finances for the new year. We need you to get up out of the passenger seat of your personal finance journey and get into the driver's seat. Does that mean you're going to know everything? Does that mean you're going to execute everything perfectly? No, but it is a commitment to say, from now on, I'm not going to let this money thing happen to me. I am going to take control, and I am going to reposition the trajectory of my finances. I'm going to be the one to do it. I'm not going to wait for a government policy to come and set me free. I'm not going to wait for a mystery check to appear in my mailbox, although both of those are great. But that's not what I'm going to hinge my financial well-being on. I'm going to take charge in 2022.
And sometimes when you commit, you have to remind yourself, right? And so that may mean that you may need to ask your family or friends to hold you accountable. Say, hey guys, I'm recommitting to my finances in 2022, and I need for you to hold me accountable. So if you just check in with me periodically, just ask me, how are you doing? How's your commitment levels? If you got to create signs, put marker on papers or index cards to keep it in your wallet, or put it on the wall or on the refrigerator, do whatever you have to do to make sure that your commitment stays strong and consistent. And so whatever it is that you have to do, do that. It may mean, again, getting other people involved, getting your family members involved. Tell your children. Kids know how to hold you accountable. Mom, you said that we can't, or you said that we can. And it's when did I say that? They'll remind you. And so recommit to your finances for this year.
This is how it looks, because you're going to be like, well, I don't know what to do, how to start, blah, 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 blah. Before we get there, it has to take place in your mind and in your heart first.
Yep.
You have to commit. When Ty and I were about to embark on a journey to paying off our house, we were not able to pay off our house in 5 years, $330,000, before we made a commitment. And here's what that looked like. For us, what we told ourselves was this. This is before the ink dried on the closing documents. We told ourselves, we are going to pay our house off in 5 years. We said that before we did it. We weren't in position to do it. We didn't have a bunch of, extra income laying around. We were starting a new job.
Had a new baby.
We just had a new baby. It was a whole lot of things that were new and unfigured out. But we committed.
That is very true.
We committed. And so what happened? Because we committed, we were able to take a very small step. Because we said we were going to pay it off in 5 years, and because we didn't have this bunch of extra income, disposable, that's the word I was looking for, disposable income laying around, what we did was this. We did what we could do. We committed, we followed up our verbal commitment with an action that followed that commitment, and we added an extra $20 principal payment to our mortgage because we were committed. We couldn't do a whole bunch, but we wanted to stick to the commitment that we said. That's why this is up front. For you, you first have to commit before you can do anything. Because if you do something without a commitment, it will falter, it won't last, and you will end up in the same place that you're at. So that's why we're saying that number 1.
All right. Number 2 is educate yourself on your personal finances. All right. We've been saying this one for a long time because we believe this as educators ourselves. We're always educating ourselves in the area of our money. And so you all that are on here right now in this video, you're doing just that, right? And so you're going to have to make a commitment that I'm going to learn something on a daily basis, right? And that may mean maybe not just watching the video, that may mean reading an article, that may mean you could be a part of His or Her Money Pro. If you want to know more information about that, go to hisorhermoneypro.com. But finding different ways to educate yourself.
Heck, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel so that you can get notified every time a video comes out from His and Her Money. Go to your favorite podcasting app and hit the subscribe button on the His and Her Money Show, because we have content that comes out there that doesn't necessarily hit YouTube. So you have multiple ways that you can educate yourself and inoculate yourself with this information, so you don't have to stay in a place of ignorance. A lot of us didn't get that education growing up. We didn't get it in school. We didn't get it at home. But that is not an excuse to stay there. You have opportunities available to learn, but you have to take the commitment to learn. Number three. Here we go. It's not sexy. It's not like viral post worthy, but you need to create your first budget for 20 and 22. You need to make January's budget now, not then, now.
Today.
Unless it's January and you watching this for the first time and you don't have your budget, then right now. Whenever now is for you, now. Right. You need to make a budget. A budget is not a bad word. Listen, it's a plan. Man. It's a plan. It is a spending plan. This is how much money I make. This is how I'm going to use it. It's not a bad word. It's not something that's put on you. It's something that you create for yourself. It's a plan of how you spend your money. Here's why it's important, because all of these wonderful billion-dollar, million-dollar corporations are making a plan to get your money from you.
They already have their 2022 budget in place because they want to get your money, right? You help them keep their doors open. And so if they're planning their physical year, why are you not planning yours for your own individual selves in your home, right? For married couples, the budget has saved us a lot of time because there were times that maybe Mr. here wanted to kind of go out budget. I'm like, no. Wow. What does the budget say?
Can somebody get these tire tracks off my back, please?
It's true.
This bus hurts.
No, it's true. It's true. And I was so happy. I'm like, no, the budget doesn't call for that. Remember, we made a commitment. Remember, our commitment was to pay off our home. Now, there was times where, of course, that's why we had sinking funds in place, so we can be able to do all the other things. But the budget
off of me.
It helped us. It kept down a lot of arguments. He couldn't argue with me. I couldn't argue with him. What does the budget say? Right? And so, okay, you don't like the word budget. Call it whatever you want. Call it your spending plan. Call it McNeely Inc., our last name, your last name, put INC on the end, spending plan, whatever the case may be, just create it. All right? It's so important. There's so many different tools that you can use. We're not going to go into them on this video. You can use online budgeting tools. You can use paper spreadsheets. We have some of our favorite tools. If you go to hisandhermoney.com and hit the start here button, recommended link, we have them there, recommended link. So go there, take some time, but don't overcomplicate it, y'all. Use a planner. I like using a planner.
Christina, don't do that.
As well.
I would tell people about your extra closet. Okay?
Hey,
don't make me tell people about your extra
closet.
Get
off her. Don't be telling her business on social media.
She over here got jokes.
Don't do that. Love you, my sister. All right?
I kind of like you.
Number 4, get a term life insurance policy. You didn't think that we were going to tell you to come up with your financial goals for 2022 and not include insurance. Mm-hmm. You all, stop walking around raggedy.
Reckless.
Whatever word you want to use.
I saw somebody powerful and had a powerful reputation for church stuff, but there's a GoFundMe now that they have passed away because things weren't in place for that day. That's not the way that we should do it.
Yeah.
That's not the way that we should do it. In the Bible, God introduced himself several times as I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yeah. He's thinking generationally. And if you are a kingdom person, you should think generationally as well. And a very like sound, inexpensive way to prepare your family for generations financially is to be selfless and spend money to get a life insurance policy in place, term life insurance policy in place, so that when that day comes, because we don't know when it's going to come, but it's going to come, your family, the generations to come after, remember, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The generations after you will be in a positive position and not a negative position, because it's already going to be stressful enough, the grief process in and of itself. We don't have to add to the grief process by not having insurance in place.
And the thing about it is, what I find is not that people don't have the finances for it, because it is inexpensive. It's just that they just haven't taken the time just to slow down, just say, okay, let me get it in place. Like, it's just as simple as that. Yeah. That's why we make it completely easy for you. You can get a free quote. Go to hisandhermoney.com/LGA. The link is right there on the screen. Link is in the description wherever you're watching this at. Even if you're watching a replay, click it. It takes you not even 5 minutes just to put your information in and say, hey, I want a free quote. That's it, right? No pressure, no obligation. You're not forced to do anything. You don't have to give your credit card information, debit card, none of that. Just get it, you all. What we find is that people just don't do it. And you need to do it for your family. All right.
That's a good point. Peacefully Humble said, I have it through my employer. We actually don't recommend that because your employer could change.
Correct.
There's nothing wrong with having it through your employer. It's just that shouldn't be the single option that you have, because in a lot of instances, your employer doesn't have, it's not enough.
It's not only not just enough. Okay. It's not only not just enough as well. Sometimes your employer also has it and they're the beneficiary. All right. So you think your family's about to get it and they're not. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. And sometimes they're not in first position. So not only is it not enough, and also you may not stay at that employer. And a lot of times if you leave your employer, your insurance policy, it does not go with you. And what they'll do is you'll get information in the mail saying, hey, do you want to keep your policy? But the premium is probably much higher because you're older.
You're older.
You may be, you may have some illnesses or whatever the case may be, some pre-existing conditions, right? And so this is why it's important. We are strong proponents of getting things in place outside of our employer. Number one, independently, because we want full control. Right. And that's why it's so important. A lot of you are probably like, oh, I got life insurance and y'all might got a $10,000 policy. You're underinsured. Some of you all need to also get a quote because you need more coverage. We recommend 7 to 10 times, more on the 10 times your annual salary. Okay. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. You don't have an annual salary. Whatever it is, if something was to happen to you, how much would your family need in order to take care of themselves? Right. And so this is what you have to be thinking about. Now, if you get a quote, let's just say 10 times your salary, you're like, man, I really can't squeeze this out right now. I can't really afford it. Still don't walk around uninsured. Say, okay, get what you can.
Yep.
Get something, right? For your family not to even have to worry about a burial. Like, funerals are expensive. I had no clue how expensive they were until we had to plan your father's. I was like, whoa, it's a money making, and it's a business as well.
It is.
And if your family is not prepared, it can put a lot of stress on your family. You don't want to do that going into 2022. You don't want to do that. So get your policy, y'all. After this goes off, matter of fact, we okay if some of y'all want to click it now and come back and watch the replay. Do it. Okay, if you just have your time now, like, okay, I got a few minutes right now. Do it. Go to hisandhermoney.com/LGA.
All right, so before we move on, let's recap. Number one, the first vital financial goal that you need to put into place is to commit to taking control of your finances this year. Number two, educate yourself on personal finance. Books, podcasts, YouTube videos. Get with programs like His and Her Money Pro, where experts and educators like ourselves can walk you through your situation and your journey. You can go to hisandhermoneypro.com and sign up for that. And then number four is to get term life insurance in place, because we are all about
did you say number three?
Number three was, I'm sorry, you're right. Number three was to create your budget. Start now. Don't wait. Start it. Create it now. And number 4 was to get a term life insurance policy. So
right.
now we are on to number 5, which is
Emergency fund.
You need an emergency
That should be
fund.
everybody's financial.
Emergencies will happen. Situations will arise that will require money, and you want to be proactively planning for it. Now, if you are just beginning, our first recommendation is to get at least 30 days worth of expenses.
Yep.
Expenses, not 30 days of your salary. 30 days of your expenses. How much would it cost you to survive if everybody lost their job? How much would it cost you to survive for 30 days? Whatever that number is, put it in a separate savings account. Don't commingle it with anything else. We want this separate somewhere else, because this is not a fund to use when your favorite store has a clearance sale. That's not what this is. This is an emergency fund for emergency situations. So we do not want it easily accessible. Okay, so at least very bare minimum emergency fund goal is 30 days of expenses. You can build up from there. Some people like 3 months, some people like 6 months, some people like 12 months, but at least
Just call it out.
At least
There's no shame in my game.
Call
it out. There's no shame in my game. Okay, I like 12 months.
She's like, we're gonna survive a whole year.
And let me tell you, well, for one, we are self-employed, run our own business. We do live in a paid-off home. We got 3 babies, right?
3 of them.
And we have responsibilities. And for me, it's like, hey, if we have the ability to have longer and put it aside, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. So, whatever your fancy.
Whatever it is.
But at least,
right.
Goal number 1 when it comes to emergency fund is 30 days of expenses. All right.
Number 6, create and implement a debt freedom plan. Y'all, you will never hear Ty and Talit say you do not need to work on being debt free. It has totally changed our lives. We know that it plays a vital role in a positive net worth, a vital role in flexibility and freedom for you to be able to do what God called you to do. It impacts your life in more than one way. All right. Having debt unresponsibly is not cute. It's just not. And so going into 2022, if y'all rocking with his or her money, you are going to have a debt freedom plan. Mm-hmm. Now, if you need help coming up with that, we created a totally free resource. It's called the Debt Freedom Blueprint. You can go to our website. It's there. You can look underneath the description of this video. It'll be there. Or you can go to hisandhermoney.com/debt freedom blueprint. All right. Get your debt freedom blueprint.
It's free.
We share the steps that we took to become debt free, and you can implement them in your lives as well too. All right. So debt freedom plan is very, 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 very important.
Yo, all right. So number 6
7.
is, oh yeah, you just did number 6. Number 7 is, this is everybody's favorite topic, but don't get here until you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Number 7, start investing. Start investing. I know it's so trendy and it's so cute, enticing to want to jump straight to investing, but that is not the way to do that.
Yep.
Once you do all this other stuff, now let's look at some wealth building tactics. Here's where you start at work. Your job, potentially, in very many scenarios, has a 401k if you work for a for-profit company, a 403b if you work for a nonprofit company, a 457 if you work for a state or government company. You might have a TSP. They're all the same. They're just in different sections of the tax code. They're all the same thing. But this is where you should begin, because you can allocate from your paycheck. In most scenarios, if you go with a traditional, it'll be pre-tax, meaning that it'll be taken out of your check before Uncle Sam hits it. So if you did a $100 contribution, you're not really losing $100. You might be losing $40 or $50 because that money would have been taxed anyway. Mm-hmm. Or some instances you have a Roth option, which is an after-tax contribution. But the difference is, yes, you're paying with after-tax dollars now, but when it comes time to withdraw way down the road, you won't have to pay taxes on it. Either way, it's in the best way to begin the process of investing. The second part of why it's a good place to start is because it's automated. A lot of times, if we have to every month physically sit down and contribute money to investing, our consistency will be up and down. But if we set it up on automatic, what happens is we get used subconsciously to not having that money to put into our spending plan and allocate for this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So you're doing it without having to think about it, and wealth is building while you're attacking these other goals.
Absolutely. And the reason why we stressed in the beginning, we know that it's enticing because we do see that it's like it's just really in. And I love the fact that there are more people that are dipping their toe in and investing. It is a way to build wealth. The only problem that you have to make sure is that you're not looking at it as a winning the lottery thing. Get rich. Okay, this is going to solve all my problems. I'll be able to get debt free with this. No, if you don't have a solid structure, a solid plan in place, you're not committed to putting your financial affairs in order. You're not committed to creating a budget. You're not committed to having your emergency fund. Like, it's going to be pointless, right? And so this is exactly why you have to create diligence and good habits and behaviors in the area of your finances. It's so important. Don't immediately just jump to investing because you think that it's going to solve everything. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You have a lot of broke investors. And so, yeah.
I like that.
I need to put that.
I like
I need
that.
to use that. Okay, that just came. You got a lot of broke investors. Okay, and so we don't want you to be a broke investor.
Nah.
And so we want you to be a smart investor.
Yo,
and
a lot of people are looking for help, looking for a blueprint, looking for a mentor in the new year. If you're committed to it, we would love to help you personally. Ty and I would love to walk with you. You can go to hisandhermoneypro.com.
Yep.
And we can be your mentors on this journey, so you don't have to figure everything out on your own. If you want us to help you and walk with you on this journey, we made it ourselves available by going to hisandhermoneypro.com. You can sign up there.
We want to see y'all win. This is why we do what we do. This is why we sit down day in and day out and we bring this content to you all. And this is why it was important to us that we took some time from our busy schedule to kind of just get you all in the right state of mind going into the new year. We want you all to have your financial affairs in order. And we want to be able to help you do just that. So we hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you're watching replay again, come in, say watch a replay. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know which one of these, hopefully all of them, do you plan on working on in 2022?
The year 2022.
All right. All right, y'all. Well, we love y'all. And until next time.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.